Well, hi. How you doing?
Nice to be here. You want me to get down? That's why I was playing like I was taller.
Tell us about the journey, first of all. This state might be last time around. So how do you feel to be really into this state journey?
Well, look, I don't know if I'm a candidate yet, but if I do run, it will be about a hopeful, optimistic message about leadership, about fixing a few big, complex things so that more and more people can rise up. And I think that's the unifying message inside the conservative cause. And it also will attract independents and the people who actually decide to be president.
Governor, there's a big fight.
How are you? I'm sorry.
Back here, sorry. There's a big fight in Georgia over religious liberty freedoms. Do you have any opinion on this push for RFRA laws in the state?
I'm sorry, I don't know the law. What law?
Basically putting a RFRA law in the state.
I don't know about the law, but religious freedom is a serious issue, and it's increasingly so. And I think people that act on their conscience shouldn't be discriminated against, for sure, and there should be protections. And so, as it relates to marriage equality, that may change, the Supreme Court may change that. That automatically then shifts the focus to people of conscience that, out of their faith, may want to act on their faith and may not be able to be employed, for example, or may not want to provide services for a gay wedding. People, I think, have the right to do that, just as we need to be respectful of people that are in long-term committed relationships. Sorting that out, I think, is important.
There's a message about children today.
Yeah.
And then several elders and legislators have wrote what message do you have?
Look, I think we need to turn the system upside down. I'm impatient about this. I think government-run monopolies that are focused on the economic interests of adults, in spite of the good intentions of people inside the system, don't work as well as a totally child-centered system. And so any idea that opens up the system to give parents more choices, that recognizes that there are failing schools, to allow for new approaches to take place is really important.
There's a big fight here about
No, I think this is a state-by-state issue. Medical marijuana done appropriately, which is to take the chemical content of marijuana and apply it to people that have these unique, discrete illnesses, is more than appropriate. But if it's a step towards legalization of marijuana and open recreational use of it, there ought to be a debate about that before you just kind of step off the cliff, because there are significant health consequences of that. So, as I understand it, Georgia's bill is very similar to the Florida bill, which dealt with 2 or 3 discrete illnesses, and I think that's more appropriate. It ought to be done at the state level, not at the federal level.
A lot of folks look at you and say, a lot of folks look at here in Georgia, look at you and
They say, what a good-looking guy.
And say, what a good-looking guy, but he's not conservative enough. Is there a part of you that's tempted to tack to the right as you look at other candidates
look,
like Rubio?
I'm the most conservative governor in Florida's history. I cut taxes every year. I reduced the state government workforce by 13,000. We took on the trial bar, the teachers union, all of the groups that want to protect the status quo. I vetoed 2,500 separate line items in the budget. I've got a record that I can run on that shows how conservative principles applied the right way gives everybody a chance to be successful. This isn't we need to move beyond the rhetorical flourish, if you will, and start focusing on what kind of skills are required to lead the country by fixing these problems. And so, I got a great record to run on. I'm not embarrassed about it. I'm not going to change who I am. That's a loser too. So,
Governor, better education and keep a budget.
Excuse me? If I become a candidate, I'll let you know that.
Governor, you haven't been on the stump.
Last one right here in the back.
Governor, you haven't been on the stump for a while, but you seem to be enjoying getting back out, talking. Yeah. Are you starting to think that it's going to be okay to take on?
Yeah, I mean, I love the description of Inda's near, in the lion's den, all this stuff like I'm a Christian in the Roman Colosseum and the lions were just released. As I said, I got a record, and I want to share that record with people, and I want to share the joy of love of this country, that if we fix these things, there's a chance that this will be the greatest time to be alive. And the political environment right now, started by our president, but we're reacting to it, is too negative. There's too many good things going on, and people want to rise up. They have an aspirational heart, and we just need to start connecting with that. So I'm excited about trying to change the political climate a little bit by having a different approach.
Folks, we'll be back.
You are also raising some money while you're here. There have been some reports this week that you might have to raise $500 million. How much do you really want to? How much do you really want to raise?
This is like next week. It'll be he's going to raise $1.5 trillion. And it's like Dr.
Well, settle the rumor. How much are you hoping to raise?
I'm going to raise as much as I can.
Thanks, everybody.
I
Thank you.
have
We
no
gotta go.
goals.
We gotta go, folks. We gotta go,
guys.
Thank you.